Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Video Vault Live, your source of film, TV, and pop culture commentary with a twist of hilarity and a dash of the absurd. I am your host, the mad scientist who normally lives deep within the darkest reaches of the game closet. Yes. And I once shook hands with Brad Pitt's aunt's dry cleaner's cousin's dentist. Yes, I am Dr. Scott, your cordial host who likes hanging out with my cool friends talking about fun movies and things and stuff. We might even talk about hot dogs that are really delicious sometime. You never know. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and bring on my regular co host. And, well, let's see here. He's tall, he's fun, and he is definitely not the idiot next door. You know him from his wildly popular Facebook gaming page. It's Retro Rob. Good evening, Rob.
Hey, Scott.
So I see the winds blowing through your hair.
Yeah, I've got a few fans in here. It's perfect in here.
It's good. It's the fans. I thought maybe you were watching an old Memorex commercial.
Yeah, I was trying to recreate that.
Well, well, Technish Gene from Caps Off Gaming, he might be joining us a little bit. Don't know. And that is our other co-host. And Six Goblin, unfortunately, is under the weather tonight. He said that he ate a bad Ninja Turtle pizza, so I will stay away from Ninja Turtle pizza then. But our other guest is here. His voice is rich, and he apologizes way too much for the TurboGrafx 616 for no reason, because the TurboGrafx 16 needs no one to apologize for its greatness. From YouTube and TikTok, it is Johnny Graphics. Good evening, John.
Good evening, guys. How are you doing? I'm joined this evening by my old 16-year-old cat here, Rambo. He just hopped up.
I love your
Oh,
cat.
nice.
He's going to chill with us until he decides not to.
This is the first time I've seen his face.
Yep.
Well, hello, Rambo.
He probably can't see you too well. I think he's half blind.
Just one eye, right?
No, it's both. It's both.
Okay.
But he's enjoying himself. He eats. He can use the bathroom. He's comfortable. He's good to go.
Well, they've got that beta wave thing going too, so they can see ghosts and they probably guide them around the house.
Right. He's got more senses than we ever will, probably.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm glad he decided to join us, because at the moment we are down 2, and that's fine. So with our kitty cat friend there with Rambo, we are up 1 more. But anyway, with my fabulous panel of fantastic companions, we will be discussing one of 1984's most fantastic motion pictures. Axel Foley has a banana for you and for your tailpipe. Well, I do too, but we won't get into that. But tonight we'll be delving into Eddie Murphy's, in my opinion, most classic action comedy, Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, I love Beverly Hills Cop. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's one of those really great films. So, yes.
Are there people that don't like it?
No, they're just idiots. I don't even talk to those people.
Okay, I felt like it's pretty unanimous. Everybody should like this movie, from what I understand.
I'm sure that there's got to be somebody out there who thinks it's dumb. I mean,
Sure.
there's that crowd out there, but
The contrarians.
We just won't talk to them. They can just, they can go watch Ashley Simpson movies. I don't know.
Okay.
So, but as you guys know, Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop starts out with our hero here, Mr. Axel Foley.
Yes.
He ends up trying to bust some guys by he's attempting to bust some criminals by buying some stolen cigarettes. I think he has Lucky Strikes, he says. I think it says right there in the box. And then, of course, some uniformed police decide to show up, and he's fussing over $5,000, but the crook only has $3,000, and the cops show up, and everything leads into this lovely car chase through the city of Detroit, which, of course, starts right here by one of the criminals just running around and jumping in the cab of the semi there. Now, Beverly Hills Cop is, of course, known for its blend of humor with action. Maybe not so much action, but definitely humor. Now, either one wants to chime in first. I don't care. Russell, how do you think the film strikes that balance between thrilling action sequences and, well, in my opinion, laugh out loud comedy?
It's kind of perfect, honestly. It's a similar balanced, I guess, I didn't see this movie since I was a little kid. I saw it once as a little kid. Oh, Rambo's gone now. I saw it once as a little kid and never again until last week because I got my dates crossed and I thought we were doing this last Sunday, so I watched it Sunday because I like to brush up like right before we do it. And and it was I was shocked how good this movie is, how well it holds up, and how well it honestly, it just reminds me of how bankrupt movies are now, and how, like, if it weren't for movies like this for them to badly imitate, they wouldn't have anything to do. Like comedies, and I mean, with the exception of the occasional, really good comedy that does come out, like Barbie, I thought was pretty funny, and there were some others over the past couple of years that were really good. But anyway, generally speaking, like, if your movie isn't about Spider-Man, you're not going to be able to get, Eddie Murphy tier talent on it and make a profit with it. And that's a whole nother can of worms, I suppose. But seeing a movie like this from this era, from the mid 80s, just nail everything and have so much character to it and so much soul to it. And, again, like what we were talking about with the mix of comedy and kind of cop drama and mystery, it's shocking how good these movies were on a regular basis. I mean, there are movies like this coming out several a year back then.
Yeah, the 80s definitely had that, especially with Fletch. Fletch had that balance also of humor and detective. Like, there's the action sequences. Even Fletch Lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, during this time frame, it was pretty standard for this type of movie, to come out. But now you don't, like Johnny says, you don't see that anymore. I mean, I can't think of the last time I saw a movie like this with that kind of balance,
I can't think of, I'm sure there's a few, but it's like there's so few and far between,
I'd have to see a list or even go through my collection, which my collection definitely has a lot of stuff from the 80s and 90s and into the 2000s, or the aughts, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a lot of anything recent. And if I do, but I mean, of course, your Marvel movies and stuff like that, but I really can't think anything offhand that's just like, yeah, this is
this type of, with like a cop or even a detective situation. I would think the last good one I watched was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer.
I didn't see that one.
So it's very good. It's a very good balance. The humor isn't obviously as over the top as you would get with Eddie Murphy, but the jokes are very well written, and the lines are done very well. And then you do have those action sequences in that movie.
Yeah.
And that was a good one that I saw probably within the last 20 years, maybe.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember there's one with Will Ferrell and
the other guys.
Wahlberg. Oh, the other guys. Yeah.
That one was pretty good.
I vaguely recall it. And my wife, she just can't stand Will Ferrell. I mean, she'll watch stuff with him and she goes, well, that's a good one. That's, old school's good. But I know that there's people who can't stand Will Ferrell, or they can't stand Jim Carrey or whoever.
Yeah,
sure. I mean, I have my list of people I can't stand either. But I think I just recently bought that movie. I think I found it someplace, and I'm gonna have to watch it again because I thought it was very funny. But it did have that that little bit of action in it as well. I mean, I like another one that makes me think of that is like the Last Boy Scout. You had Damon Wayans, who is definitely a funny guy.
That's a good one, yeah.
And you have, Bruce Willis, who's definitely very talented in both, of course, doing anything action or anything comedy, because he's been in plenty of comedy stuff, but I know him from Moonlighting. And
Damon Wayans was in Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yes, he was.
Yes, for like 2 seconds.
You just take those bananas.
Yeah. So. That was before Blank Man, which was also really good.
It was before everything. I would think his big start was that right there.
Blank Man was when I first noticed him. That was like, I like this guy now.
And then in Living Color.
Yes. Oh, yes, in Living Color. Oh. Yeah, but I really just a side note on him. I really liked his show, My Wife and Kids. I enjoyed the hell out of that show.
I don't think I saw that. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I think it's on. Oh gosh,
it was an ABC show if I remember. So you should be able to watch on Hulu.
I think it's on Hulu. I think I saw it on Hulu. It is a very, very. It's a fun show.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good fun. Just end of the day, let's eat dinner. We'll watch the show together. Kind of a
Yeah, it's quite wholesome too. So I mean, not that not that everything needs to be, the Golden Girls, but it's just a great show. And he is kind of like America's dad, kind of like the Bill Cosby or the Mr. Brady or whatever. Did I just invoke Bill Cosby?
You did. You did.
It's cool. There's two in my mind. There's two Bill Cosbys. There's the Bill Cosby we all knew, and then there's the one that somebody uncovered and said, "Here, let's throw some crap on him." So, I always think of the old Bill Cosby. So,
it's hard to do, but I try to, because some of that, the Cosby Show was so good. There were so many things he did that were so good.
I actually liked his show after that one better. Cosby.
I don't think I saw that one.
That was with him and of course Felicia Rashad again, and then this other really good actor who's been in a few other odds and ends after that show. His name is Doug E. Doug, and the incomparable oh god, her name just went on my head. Not Cloris Leachman. Madeline Kahn. Yeah,
Okay.
And she was like one of their neighbors. And that show I thought was very funny. It had a great balance to it, and well, we won't get into that now. We're talking about Axel Foley, but because I can go down that rabbit hole. But anybody,
people tuning in right now are like, "This isn't Beverly Hills."
Yeah, this is Beverly Hills
Cop.
Cop.
Cosby episode someday. That'll be great.
Yeah, but anyway, Axel Foley is he's an action and comedy film icon in my opinion, except for Part 3. We won't go about. Hate that movie, but anyway, what makes Eddie Murphy's performance as Axel Foley so lovable and memorable as a character?
Man, it's hard to quantify. He's just so charismatic, and he's fun to watch. Like any movie he's in, like even his Dr. Dolittle, like movies I don't even care for.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when I had cable TV, if I'm flipping around and I see Eddie Murphy on a movie, there's like at least a 60% chance I'm just going to stop what I'm doing and just watch it.
Yeah, because
he's just one of those people that if you see him, at least for me, I always just wanted to watch him. And of course he's surrounded by people who compliment him well. The Burke, I call him Burke because that's who he was in Aliens. He's there kind of like being the opposite, being a stuffy dork. And, the boss, of course, is, the boss always hanging over. I mean, it was just it's him, but it's also the casting of the people around him that compliment him well and just kind of like lift him up and let him shine. It's just always works so well.
It's very relatable, especially when you associate him like Johnny's saying at work. Like we've all been there. At least I know I have. Especially in the military, you always have that one supervisor that you're going to butt heads with. Yeah. And a lot of us like that are very smart-assy and very quick-witted and just on our feet thinking, and that's what he brings in that movie, just that balance. But then, like Johnny said too, he's charming, charismatic,
Well, I mean, even as he said in the second movie, which I don't mind, bringing that up just a little bit. He said, "I didn't always used to be a cop. I fractured an occasional law. I bent an occasional law. That sort of a thing." And so you can see, and especially in this first movie, he cons a lot of people. He's definitely a confidence man. Like he walks into that warehouse and he's flashing his badge. Hey, I'm Rafferty and I'm with the U.S. Customs Service, and come over here a second. Give me a match, and he's just kind of commanding this guy to do what he wants, and he kind of has him mesmerized, and he's just kind of like. Because now this guy's going to think he's getting in trouble. And then everybody in that office, the same thing. He just goes in there, and we were watching it again this afternoon, and Lynn, my wife, she says to me, she goes, "Nobody really asked to see his badge." I go, "No, he flashed it. It has a picture of him on it, and he puts it back in. So they don't see Detroit Police Detective. They just see da-da-da-da, put it back. And nobody asked to see it because then the jig would have been up." He's like, "Oh, I'm caught."
Right.
Which is kind of funny because when he walks into Victor Maitland's office, he knows he's also dealing with. I mean, he can see the way that he's dressed and everything. We know this guy's wealthy. We know, but he doesn't try to con this guy. He just walks. He doesn't even tell anybody he's a cop. So he knows he's not going to get anything over him. So.
Well, he's on vacation, so
yeah, he's on vacation. But of course, he did con the secretary. Oh, I got to take these flowers up to him. So he has that ability.
That was such a quick, easy one too. That was easy.
And he pulls the exact same thing again in the second movie with the vitamins. which is even funnier, of course, because he's acting like they're going to explode because they're sound-seeking projectiles, you know. But he just has that ability to get people to trust him, like you said, because of his charisma, and you know, and he does have, you know, there's people. I have resting bitch face. I know I do. It's like, you know, people go, "What's wrong?" And I go, "Nothing's wrong. I'm just sitting here not using the muscles in my face to go, hi."
Right. I'm not performing currently.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy looks like he kind of has a smile on his face all the time, which is very inviting. So
Sure. Yeah. Resting like charismatic face.
yeah, resting charismatic face. Now we were talking. Well, you were talking a minute ago about, you know, the other cast, and of course, along with him, we have the wonderful Judge Reinhold, and you know, as Billy Rosewood, and then John Ashton's character, John, I believe it's John Taggart. I just all remember Taggart. Well, they provide a lot of comic relief in the movie, and it's very incidental sometimes too, because they're just kind of chatting, you know. But they support Axel with their comic relief. Now, what do you think of that dynamic? How does that add to the film?
Well, go ahead, Rob.
Well, I was going to say, I think they both have a great combination of Judge Reinhold. His character is a little more sympathetic, a little more trying to kind of go with the flow of the situation, whereas Taggart is more of by the book. Let's get back to the office. Yeah. Very just so they offset each other great, and then Eddie Murphy is the wild card in the middle. So
perfectly illustrated by that image.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
They're almost like the devil and the angel, you know, on the shoulders.
Very much so. That's a very good point. That is a very good point.
There's like the like I've probably been at this job for too long, and I'm like losing my touch, and I have no nuance anymore. And then there's like, I'm brand new, I don't really know what I'm doing, but my heart's in the right place sort of attitude as well.
Let me hear you out and let's do some justice, you know.
Right, which is probably where Eddie Murphy's character more naturally leans. But you know, I guess you need both at the end of the day, and maybe that's the point.
Well, you do have that moment when he first meets Taggart, and you know, Taggart's doing the by the book thing, and kind of sort of mostly, but he kind of has a little bit of an attitude, and of course, you know, Axel has an attitude too, because he hasn't told anybody that he was a police officer. Now why didn't you tell us you were a police officer? And you've got, you know, this stuff, and then, you know, he punches him. And he gets called into Bougainville's office. He's like, you know, go apologize, and we're going to ask him if he wants to file charges. So you have that hard edge, you know, literally good cop, bad cop, you know, the devil and the angel, that kind of a thing. And, you know, Rosewood's very green behind the ears, very wet behind the ears, you know. And so it's like Axel is using not just his charm, but I think he's trying to win. You know, it's like, we're all cops. Why don't we just be on the same side? Come on, Taggart, quit being such a wet stick in the mud. And, you know, where Billy's willing to go through with it, but he's very apprehensive. He doesn't want to get in trouble.
Right.
So, yeah. So, but I do like some of the moments where they're sitting in the car, and he's just like, you know, Billy's like reading something going, you know, you eat a lot of red meat. And he's just like, they say that, you know, almost like his wife or something. Is like,
right.
They say by the time, you know, an adult male reaches his 50s, you know, he's got 25 pounds of undigested red meat in his bowels. And he's like, why are you telling me this? Well, you eat a lot of red meat. And it's just like, you're not his wife, you know, you're not.
But so he's still just like, he's interested in letting him know that too, for whatever reason.
But it gives that nuance that kind of, this has nothing to do with the movie, but you see this kind of buddy cop thing going on, and Taggart's just like, what the hell are you talking about? And then we as the audience are going, where's Axel at? Not that we don't give a shit what's going on in the car or whatever, but it kind of gives that balance of, you know, of that comic relief. And it's very smooth. It's not like somebody's falling down the stairs. There's a pratfall or something. It's just a very smooth, very light kind of comedy.
You can buy into it real easy.
Yeah, and you just got to get a good giggle out of it, and you move on. But it builds here and there, especially near the end when Billy and Taggart are down on the ground and they're being shot at, and Billy's like, "Hey, remember in a Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and he's like, and he's like, remember they're surrounded by the Bolivian army, and he's like, this kind of reminds me of that, Billy, if we get out of this, I'm going to make you pay. So it just builds and builds their buddy cop sort of, superior to, peon moron. Well, not a moron, but Billy does, save the day a lot of the times. So, but Axel Foley, he's kind of a fish out of water here. He has this culture clash there in Beverly Hills. There's a central theme in the movie. Now, I think that's like kind of the central theme of this particular film. It doesn't show up so much in the second one, or especially in the third one, I don't think. But, he is a fish out of water. How does the film use this contrast to generate humor and drive the story along?
I mean, that's just such a classic dynamic. He's not in Detroit. He's in where were they? Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were like, it's a classic dynamic, and it works well for Eddie Murphy. It's kind of like, I don't know if you know a lot about like Eddie Murphy's upbringing and his life and stuff, but like him and Charlie Murphy had a hard time growing up, and Eddie Murphy was, he just completely rose above it, and took Charlie Murphy with him to some extent. But they were, it was just an interesting, you see that kind of mirrored in this movie, it's in a different way, but it's interesting because he's such a good cop. Clearly, I mean, he needs some refining, but he's such a talented cop because he was right the whole time, so fish out of water or not, whether he belonged there or not, he was right the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting way to do that.
We got quite the busy chat going on, by the way.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's go to the chat and say hi to a few people here and there.
Mysticles is there, Rio.
Yeah, we've got legends, video games, movies, and more. You guys are legends. Why, thank you.
Yeah. He would know.
But he's like, I loved number 3, LOL. Okay, hey, and anybody who liked it, I try to watch that movie, and maybe one of these days that'll be the bad, because even Eddie
I know
Murphy's
them.
Like,
I think that's free. I think it's sarcasm. I know them. So.
It's got to be sarcasm. I mean, let's put it like this: we were talking about doing a bad movie night. Of the bad movies that we have been talking about, that one would be a good movie by comparison. But the one thing about that movie, the first thing that strikes me about that movie is, whatever they used to shoot that movie, it looks like it was shot for ABC. It looks like an episode of Moonlighting. Yeah. And I'm like, this does not look like it was even shot on film. And and without the Harold Faltermeyer music, soundtrack, I mean, it was just a fiasco. But anyway, yes, and then of course there is Mysticles. Hey everybody, happy Sunday, back to you, sir.
Sunday.
He made breakfast sandwiches for dinner, man.
Hey, that's a great dinner.
I know.
That's a great dinner. Yeah, I do need to buy the both 48 hours movies. I love those films, but there's a couple of his movies of the classic movies that I've never seen, and one that I've never seen, and people always go, really? And I'm like, it's on my list. I don't even own it. I've never seen The Golden Child.
Golden Child. I was just gonna say The Golden Child. Never seen it. Yeah,
I haven't either.
I've heard that one's just absolutely fantastic. So, and we've got Retro Juggalo. Hey y'all.
Retro Juggalo.
Hey, y'all.
That's a name.
Yeah,
I like that. Retro Juggalo.
He's on my page too, man.
Got resting bitch face all day. So it's like we were looking into a mirror. So if we were staring at each other, resting bitch face mirror.
Embrace it. Just let it go.
Well, I mean, I used to have teachers in school that would say to me, "What are you angry about?" I'm like, "I'm not angry. I'm just sitting here listening to you." Hi, I love listening to algebra.
That's so annoying when people say that.
Yeah,
it's like, what do you want me to do? What you want me to just pretend?
Yeah,
so annoying.
I mean, when I'm in bed, with my lover, I do put on my John Holmes sexy face so I don't look like
here we go.
Oh, there it is.
So. But anyway, we'll pop back into the chat later. Thank you everybody for chiming in and for stopping in tonight. We appreciate it a lot.
Roadhouse.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not talking about Roadhouse.
There is a Family Guy reference.
There is, but I can't put it on.
Really?
Oh, for real?
Because it actually plays Axel F in the background, and we would get a copyright. Yeah. So
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
I did watch it, and I was like, yeah, it's a Family Guy reference, and I was like, oh.
You
I'm
should
oh,
just
well.
like lower the pitch by 2 like half steps or whatever. Does that work even?
Kind of, sort of, it does, but after what we're doing tonight, to hell with
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Well, he needs every penny, man. So don't let him come after you.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Every penny we can. Now, the Beverly Hills Cop movie is known for its blend of action and humor, as we said before. But how do you think the film strikes the balance between thrilling action sequences and laugh out comedy? Because they, we do have, like a delicate balance there. We're not just all action. We're not just all. I mean, how they kind of spread it, nice and even, like you're putting peanut butter on one piece of bread, and it's not just like globbed on. I mean, do you think that they do that rather well, or is it something that you see in all three films or other movies, or is it just something you see very rarely, that you get that gold nugget of a film like this one? Because even though I love the second film a lot, matter of fact, I like the second one a little bit more than this one. I think there's a lot more action in that one than comedy. But
Yeah, more budget for the sequel.
yeah, do you think that this is one of those gold nugget rare films that it just happens to be, it has that perfect balance that
For
you don't
what
get in a
this
lot of others?
for what this movie was trying to do, I think it was perfect. I think on paper, when you come up with this idea, the instinct is probably to have like a perfect 50-50 mix. And in my opinion, at least with the way the movie hits me, I feel like this is like 30 comedy and what's left? 70? 70, cop drama, mystery. But it's the way it's distributed, I think, is what matters. Because the beginning is like, if you were to take the first act, say you take the first third, that's like 70% comedy.
Yeah.
Which is probably the way it should be, because it's hooking you in. And then the mystery just kind of slowly builds as you get to know the characters, as you get to understand the situation, as you gain more empathy for what they're going through and everything. Then the mystery builds, and the whole thing starts to unravel, and it gets, the plot thickens, as they say, and then it just goes. And you have these little breaks like this moment we're seeing here, where he sees his suits from, I guess, his own stand-up shows. And
No,
like,
not really, but that's close. That's
close
close.
enough.
They're doing the Michael Jackson thing here.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
but close enough.
Outfits.
I never did think of that. I never did think, because it comes out there in the red leather. The other one's the purple leather.
Yeah, but anyway, it's not that it's like a perfect even split. It's that the comedy, the mystery, the cop drama parts are all distributed. The drama are distributed perfectly for this movie. And that's what you need to do. It doesn't need to be like a perfect split. It needs to be the correct mix for this movie, for these characters, for this story. And that's, in my opinion, that's what they did here. Nothing's perfect, I guess, in an objective way, but this is as close as you can get to like saying that about a movie when it comes to their mix of this. There's very few other movies I can think of that approached it. Maybe Blue Streak, it comes close, which is a pretty similar movie in a lot of ways, but it's like, it's its own thing too. And it has a similar mix where it's like mostly comedy at the beginning, and then it just kind of slowly turns into this other direction very organically. You don't even really notice it's happening because it's so entertaining. But that's what I would say. It's basically perfect.
Now, it amazes me that this year, 2023, Beverly Hills Cop is 39 years old. Next year, it'll be a 40-year-old movie.
You're kidding.
It stuns me. And, and I'll show a couple of these pictures here real quick, because we were talking about, things that you wouldn't necessarily, I mean, there, you'll see people on the street today that you're just like, oh, wow, that's freaky, or that's weird, or whatever. And, but this, it doesn't necessarily date the movie, but it does put it in its time, but at the same time, so does this. Look at the size of these.
I know, Jesus.
And
like
of course,
R2D2 on there.
Yeah, really.
And the cars themselves. But once you get to Beverly Hills, almost all the cars, even though they are older cars, they're all luxury cars, or they're there was one that passed by. I did see a DeLorean that was out in the front of Victor Maitland's house. Like, oh, there's a DeLorean. But even his black Mercedes, Jenny's red Mercedes, everything, all the cars out there are very well maintained. And even though I think it's just because of where they're at and everything, and it doesn't look so dated. But that all said, I think the film holds up. Other than just these small things that you see, because it's not like we're seeing, these gigantic Kojak, vehicles. I do want to point this out though. Do you see this right here? That's a camera.
That is a camera, isn't it?
That is a camera. That is a mounted camera. I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, that's fun.
What shot were they getting, I wonder?
I don't even know if they even used the footage from that, but they may have. They may have.
So they used the footage of the camera, but not what the camera got. Great.
Right.
Okay.
But what makes this movie last, like a long-lasting fan favorite that stands the test of time? I mean, because we don't, it's not a period piece, and but it just sticks around, and you have new audiences even watching it, going, "Hey, this is a pretty damn good movie," even though it's for a 40-year-old movie. Dad, what are we gonna watch tonight? Let's watch Beverly Hills Cop. I don't want to watch an oldie. No, watch this movie, son. What makes people today want to show their kids this movie? Well, maybe not their kids for the F-bombs, but how about their 16-year-old daughter or son? Hey, watch this, son. What makes it a good movie for somebody coming into it brand new in 2023?
Rob, you can go first.
I'm just gonna say it's just the simplicity of it. I mean, there's not a complicated movie. It's a movie that anyone can just pick up and watch. And if you appreciate humor with, like you said, a little bit of action in it, it's just to me. I mean, for it being almost 40 years old, man, I still watch this movie. I gotta say, probably at least once every couple months. You know,
me too.
Really?
And because it's on Paramount Plus right now, I just turn on a TV and I'll just have it on sometimes just as background.
And I've got these too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
I can't explain it to people. I would like to say real quick though, you just made an interesting point though, given the two, like what we're looking at with Detroit here and what you see in Beverly Hills. And the movie really does focus on the fact that Eddie Murphy doesn't belong in Beverly Hills, and the whole movie is Beverly Hills trying to get rid of Eddie Murphy. Because
even though they need him,
right? Because they see what you're showing there of Detroit. That's what they see when they see Eddie Murphy, and that's why he doesn't fit in. And I think that's an excellent. I don't know if that was the point we were trying to make, but you saying that triggered something.
Right, that is a good point, because even Victor Maitland, when he's in his office and he says, he's like, "Oh yeah, Mikey's dead," and that's, "Oh my gosh, how terrible!" It's like, Detroit must be a very violent city, and it's just like, well, yeah, we know that we know that you come from the Motor City, and this allegedly rusty sort of town, that sort of thing. And I've been to Detroit a few times. I thought, don't get me wrong.
I've never seen it portrayed good in anything.
No,
except for the show Detroiters. That's the only time I've ever seen Detroit look nice.
I've been to. I mean, I was just in Detroit just 2 months ago. I mean, I'm around the outskirts and I drove through town, and it's not like I went to a gas station and said, "Excuse me, can you point me to the seedy part of town?" I mean,
Right.
it's not like it's not like I'm gonna go to to L.A. and go, "Point me towards Compton, please."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that as a stereotype, because I've been told through movies that Compton's a bad place to go, or
Just like you're told in movies we've watched, that Detroit's is just terrible.
yeah, or even Watts is a bad place to go just because Sanford and Son's there. I mean, hell, it might be the Garden Place of L.A. I wouldn't know. But I mean, this is what we me too. But you said it. They're trying to get rid of everybody. Go back, get out of here. You don't belong here. So that's a very good point. Very, very good point. Now, he does have a very unique investigation technique. They're very unorthodox, yet effective. Now, which investigative method or disguise, if you want to call it a disguise, or con, did you find the most amusing? Or which ones did you find amusing?
I'm not sure if it was this scene. I think it might have been where he's at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, he just pretended to be a secret lover of his.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess he had some sort of medical issue as a result of said loving.
Herpes simplex 10.
Yeah, well, I was going to leave it up to imagination, but there you go.
No, I'm not.
And that was such a, I don't know. I feel like somebody ripped him off on that somewhere. Like it might have been a Seinfeld episode or something. I've seen that gag somewhere since then. But that was just so funny and so like genius, because that would probably work like 75% of the time.
Yeah. It's like, well, this guy, he's just like, maybe you'd better tell him. Yes,
Right.
I think that would be best.
Because it's not like a complicated lie where it's like, oh, his dog got hit by a car, like some lie that you would just, come up with on the fly. This was like you're making the gatekeeper uncomfortable and overpowering with awkwardness.
Yeah, Zach loves the buffet, by the way. Just wanted to say.
It's oval.
Yeah.
I do too.
This movie and Fletch were my two favorite. Just because both of them could think of something on the fly for every situation, and it's just, to me, it's just genius,
Well, I think probably my favorite disguise or character, if you will, that he was playing. I mean, I always, he does it in 2 where he's, playing the businessman, same guy at the beginning of the movie. But I like this one where he's at the club and he gets up and he's drunk. Drunk and maybe a little gay because he's just, hey, Philip, you changed, man. Give me a kiss.
Yeah.
So and he saves the day, and of course, just like Taggart says in the very next frame, he was just like, no, before we knew what was going on, he kind of took care of everything and we didn't know what was going on. So, he deserves all the credit. So,
I ruined a perfectly good lie.
Yeah, you went and ruined a perfectly good lie.
The
I
lie
can't
was
figure
working.
you guys out, but
The Super Cop story was working. You ruined it.
Had to go and screw it up. Now, what about his chemistry with these two guys? Taggart and Rosewood. How do their interactions elevate the film's humor, or the film altogether?
Honestly, I thought it kind of was a little off at first for me. I don't know why, but I think somewhere around when after the hotel dinner was delivered to them and the banana was in the tailpipe, I guess after that, when he was, like the most juvenile possible prank ever that he did to them, somewhere after that, it started kind of clicking. But like at first, it was kind of like, this is the pairing. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe they did that on purpose. Like it made it, tried to make it kind of stale at first.
Yeah.
But for me, for whatever reason, it felt a little weird at first, and then it became, nearly perfect. So that's all that matters, I guess.
Well, it was funny when I watched this again today. I watched it 3 or 4 times this week, by the way. And I watched 2 more than any of them, and I saw that one in the theater with RoboCop at the same day. But anyway, nice. But Lynn says to me, my wife, she says to me, she goes, "Would this work?" I go, "Oh yeah." I said, "You're clogging up the tailpipe, and then all the exhaust backs up. It goes back up into the cylinders and where the spark plugs need to fire, and instead of getting that vapor of gasoline, they're getting nothing but exhaust because it can't escape. So just like a catalytic converter, when it implodes, it's just going to conk out and that's it." So she was like, "I did not know that." I'm like, "Now you know how come I've had to have catalytic converters changed on a couple of cars before, because they just go bye-bye sometimes."
So do not do this at home.
No.
Don't do it. It's not funny in real life.
No, it is not. Especially when you're already out driving and you don't have any power, and then you get someplace and then you go to start your car and then it won't start, or it conks out while you're driving. So no, not fun. I mean, I don't like bananas in my tailpipe.
Was that banana related for you though, or was that a different situation?
It was zucchini.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
I like them a little bigger. So
okay.
That didn't come out right. That's what she said.
Oh, it came out right. Moving on.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter.
But well, let's check the lovely comments here real quick. So Retro Juggalo, I think it has the perfect balance of both action and comedy. It's overall meant to be an action movie, so I'd say the action outshines the comedy a little. I can agree with that, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. Like the ratio is definitely more favoring the action and the mystery side. I mean,
if anything, it is a cop movie. It's not a comedy with action and mystery in it. It's the other way around. So
right, the format is a mystery movie. It's a cop movie. Yeah.
And yes, They absolutely don't make movies like they used to. Agreed. Now, there are some people who do, I mean, we just saw, of course, Maverick was out this past year, and that's a fantastic film.
I didn't get
And
to see that. I hear it was good
oh,
though.
it
What
was
movie was that?
absolute Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
it was amazing. And Nobody was really good. I loved that film. And then,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That was like
oh,
the John Wick of the neighborhood movie. Like
yeah,
the
really
dad,
good.
yeah, dad in the suburbs.
Oh yeah. Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
Yeah,
Equalizer
that
movies
was
are
good.
good. I mean, I think that we are starting to see a little bit of that reversal of, I don't want to offend anybody. If you don't want to see the movie, don't see the movie.
Well, there's an audience for anything. There's an audience for
There
safe
is.
movies that don't offend anyone, and that's fine. And there's audiences for good movies that other people can watch.
Yeah, but at very that's I couldn't have said it better. Could have said it
Yeah.
better. Hey, there's Retro Trade. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Yeah.
retro trade.
Retro trade.
We'll
My
be
dad
seeing
should-
Retros in the
He'll be
comments.
at they'll be at Torg.
Nice.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Yep.
Hey, we will be too.
We'll be
I
there.
know.
I'll
Yeah.
be there. I'm selling the rest of the parts of my collection that I'm willing to sell. I'm
Yeah.
selling them at Torg. I'll be there. So come
You
buy
got
my crap.
Turbo graphics. Turbo graphic games.
No, I'm not
Oh.
getting rid of any of that. No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
keeping all that.
Heck no.
It's
I
mostly.
gotta ask. That's all.
Yeah, I'm keeping
Okay.
that. Don't worry.
Okay.
There was a couple PC Engine games that I was willing to sell, but I sold them last year, and
I'm
They
at
were just a
Turbo
couple,
graphics vulture. So
yeah. Well, if I ever do decide to sell one, I'll let you know, and we'll just
Okay.
we'll handle it between each other.
John from Rock'em Sock'em just set one out this week,
Oh yeah.
and several
Oh.
games, and he had a lot of them. There were like at least 5 or 6 that were boxed. So
Dang.
Ooh.
he always puts it on Facebook. So hi, John from Rock'em
Rock'em
Pay
Sock'em.
off my student loan. dude.
Rock'em Sock'em. It rolls off the tongue, but I told you guys I was just having kind of a weird day anyway. So
Yeah.
that's me. But
It's
yeah,
all
the banana on the tailpipe. That was a classic thing. That's what I wanted to talk about next. The banana on the tailpipe scene is an iconic moment. How does this scene itself encapsulate the humor and style of Beverly Hills Cop?
Because it's like a serious situation, but there's a banana in it. It's like the perfect illustration of this movie. Like you said, it's a cop movie in format, but Eddie Murphy's in it. So
it's such a multi-layered joke too, because he also sends food to the car as well.
Yeah.
And before they have a time to enjoy this really great meal, he's got the bananas already loaded and ready to go.
Yeah.
he's got 2 of them, as you can see. He's really stuffing them in.
Well, just a couple minutes later, of course, he's in the back. Well, not a couple minutes later, but later in the film. I mean, he's in the back of their car after having to, get de-bananized.
Right.
And it's like, oh, hey, by the way, thanks for the sandwich. And Taggart's sitting there saying, yeah, he meant that as a joke too. He goes, no, I meant that from the heart. I've been on a stakeout before, and I sent that from the heart. And he's like, bullshit. And he's just like, no, I of course, why do we got to be at odds, man? So I think that's when he's finally getting that moment where he can.
He's trying with them. Yeah.
But we also did have this moment as well.
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
So yeah, I can't.
That was with the B team, right?
Right, the
Yeah.
B team. I can show a short clip, so we won't get any because that's not owned by us. That is, of course, owned by Paramount. But
Right, fair
I
enough.
can show it real quick. A real quick clip is okay. But yeah,
I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
I was gonna show the longer part of that, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna risk it. It's 11 seconds long. So
Now
it's
we
fine.
get it. We know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the film soundtrack, as we mentioned earlier, was by Harold Faltermeyer, and he also did the second movie. And he's done many movies. I believe he just turned 72 this year, and he was asked to return for the fourth movie.
Netflix one, yeah.
Yes, and because the third one they went with the orchestral thing, and it was just an absolute effing failure. It was I mean, everything was terrible. Now, I was even saying this earlier to Lynn. I said, I wonder if that's one of those films. Just to go on a little side note here, I wonder if 3 is one of those films that if you had some of the stuff that was on the cutting room floor, and if you cut some of the stuff out that should be cut out, like the if you made it a little more serious at the beginning with the chop shop, as opposed to those guys dancing around like they're in an episode of Moonlighting, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you said, okay, we're going to recut this movie, and we're going to try to salvage what we can. Harold, here's this finished product. Can you give us a soundtrack? So we're going to kind of rebuild this film. Can we take the movie from a 3 or a 2? Because I think it was a real shitty movie.
Really, that bad?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. I mean, is it Manos: The Hands of Fate? No. Okay, it might be a 4, but it's still really freaking bad. I mean, Lynn asked me, she goes, well, let's watch it. I've never seen it. So we watched it here, I don't know, like last year. And she goes, oh my gosh, you're right. Because you keep plodding through it and plodding through it and plodding through it. And it really did feel to me like Axel Foley in National Lampoon's Vacation, but it wasn't funny because we're at Wally World.
Yeah, it looks like it's a theme park. Yeah.
Yeah. And even the guy that they had there was supposed to be like Ray Wally, you know, or, you know, and I was just like, this is
a corrupt version of.
No, he wasn't corrupt.
No, I know, but what they were hiding underneath the park and everything.
Right, that was, yeah. I was like, oh, well, we got, and hey, but the one saving grace to me is the movie had John Saxon in it. Listen, that is the B movie king. I love John Saxon. God rest his soul. John Saxon is the man. So more John Saxon. You know, give me more John Saxon all around. But anyway, back to talking about Harold Faltermeyer. You know, he's a legend. How does the music itself enhance the film's energy and contribute to its overall impact? I mean, how do we have like this guy who does like a lot of synthesizer type stuff, as opposed to having a full orchestra like, say, you know, John Williams or Danny Elfman? How does it energize the film? How does it contribute to it?
Well, it's very like era appropriate because it's such an 80s soundtrack, and it's right smack dab in the middle of the 80s. So to me, you know, with my limited, I wasn't alive for most of the 80s, so I don't know, but that was like, from what I understand of the 80s, you know, this is very freaking 80s. Like this soundtrack is perfect for the time it came out, and it just met the moment, you know. But in terms of how it affected the movie, I don't like, if it were an orchestral score, it would have felt like a whole different movie.
Yeah,
and probably a worse one.
The music's good because it's almost video game like, where when it's playing and Axel's snooping around, it's like that music goes with his footsteps in a sense. If that makes
like, almost like an old Looney Tunes cartoon or something.
Yeah, it's like dun, 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 and he's like moving with it, and he's like, and so it really ties in. And like Johnny said it, I mean, it's definitely era accurate. I mean, you're just picturing like the skinny piano ties and
Well, even some of the other themes that you hear, and I will hum them a little bit when you hear that. I mean, you know, he's just kind of sneaking around and doing stuff. It's just it not only works, and it's not so dated, because when I was watching Beverly Hills Cop 2 today, yes, I watched it again too. You know, it definitely has. I mean, Harold knows how to change it up, and that movie was only 3 years later. And he knows how to change it up and not keep it so dated. Right. But that's, I think, where they failed terribly with the third one, because you get that orchestral thing going on there. Well, let's get a different flavor. No. No, that's you're changing too much.
Make a different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not Beverly Hills Cop anymore. Then it's just not. So, gentlemen, your favorite funny moments or one-liners from Beverly Hills Cop?
Oh, the him getting into the restaurant comes to mind for me, even though we already talked about it. But that's like top tier Eddie Murphy, and like just top tier comedy movie stuff to me. Oh no, Rob, you go ahead.
My favorite. So I don't know specific lines that were. I just remember my favorite part was when he was at the warehouse in the coffee grounds, and he's just like, you don't know coffee grounds, like he's just going on about that, and like. That part was pretty funny to me.
Yeah, the Beverly Hills people don't know anything about that.
Well, I love when he walks by the mannequin, like when they're walking in the, and he grabs the mannequin's breast. He goes, "What's up, baby?" And then Jenny, you know, she's you know. But another,
I wouldn't be surprised if that was ad-libbed and that was just Eddie Murphy just doing stuff.
Had to be. But later on, when he's back in, after he's been caught in the warehouse when he says, because Ginny's being removed, and she says, he goes, "Don't worry about it, Ginny. We got cocaine and coffee. We're gonna
We're gonna have a good time.
we're gonna get
Yeah,
buzzed up and
yeah.
have a good time."
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, was that part too. Yeah, was that he
Yeah.
was trying to combine the two.
Yeah, that was a good one. On a different sort of way, the scene where Axel is being held, and we have the guy here in the bottom left corner of the screen who most people probably know as Mike from Breaking Bad.
Yep, Jonathan Banks.
When he gets in his face and tells him, I should have taken care of you when I popped your friend. That was so like, this guy's the real deal. This is a villain actor that is super underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the best villain actors ever.
Yeah, he was cold.
He's cold. Exactly. He's
cold.
been like, we should be like, he should be more well known for this type of role. I guess he didn't do that many though. I don't know, but this is that was a moment that solidified him as a character, and it kind of chills you a little bit.
Yeah, because he's done some comedic roles too. So, and it was always hard for me to picture him as being funny after like such a movie like this. Like, just God, man, evil.
Yeah. Super evil, super good. I love this guy. This guy's great. Super underrated all around.
Well, at this moment here,
Yeah.
G Victor, does he do tricks? Does he like play dead and roll over and all that stuff too?
Yeah.
And then
he's the henchman.
And then his boss here, he has that good line about I just got my ass chewed off by the chief and etc. And like boss, he didn't chew it all off. You still got a little bit of ass. Don't mess with me, Axel.
Yeah.
Today.
6 buttons on that damn vest. I just need to point that out. That seems like a lot.
That is a lot.
It's like a zoot suit vest. Is it? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. But this scene here, when he's like, when he says, we're talking about a friend of mine here. He goes, yes, we are a hoodlum friend, and he says a professional hit, and he goes, how do you know it's not a professional hit? I just didn't walk in from the cotton fields. I've been around, and he doesn't care to just lay it right out there. And that guy,
he's a great police chief character.
Fantastic.
He's up there with the RoboCop one.
Yep, absolutely. And then this moment, now there is a line there I will not say.
Yeah, I'd say this movie wouldn't fly today with as much. I don't think.
Well, it wouldn't.
I don't remember what he say.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't fly with what I call the assholes.
Yeah.
What's the thing you won't say when you tell me?
That's the N-word.
Yeah, he says.
Okay. I know. Yeah, you wouldn't let me in. Yeah. Okay,
yeah, Michael Jackson. I was gonna write. Gonna write an article called "Michael Jackson is sitting on top of the world." But I may as well call it "Michael Jackson can go ahead and sit on top of the world," but as long as he's not doing it at the Beverly Palms Hotel, because there's no allowed there.
Right.
And then that's when the manager's like, "Oh, shh," So, and it's just like, but once again, if they're gonna say it in rap movies, you can, or rap movies in rap songs, you can say it here.
Well, I think it worked fine.
And it worked out fine,
especially in that era, because people know who Eddie Murphy is, and he's he's a raunchy comedian, and it's I think it's fine.
Now I couldn't get away with it, but at the same time,
nor should you.
I will reiterate, and I've said this many a time. My mom, I made sure that when they buried her, her vault was like really tight, because if I were to actually say something like that, I know she would come out of her grave.
Rise out. She would haunt you.
She would come after me, because I remember being about 4 years old, and she explained to me, people are people. So I wish that there was a lot of other people out there who also realized that. But yeah, that was such a like Eddie Murphy moment. That was like straight out of his stand-up, basically. Absolutely. Yeah. And they picked the perfect person for this. Not every comedian can cross over into the acting world and be very successful at it and fit right in. But I think it's kind of the reverse for him, because there was always rumor that he was going to do another stand-up movie. And there's always been that hope that he would do that third movie. And, Ed, we tagged you a couple times, if you happen to be watching, everybody on this planet, except for maybe the people from China, they don't know you very well. But we all want to see another stand-up movie. Please, if you get the opportunity,
He won't do it. He has no reason to do it.
Yeah, there's nothing that would.
Well,
he's already won. He's already won. Why
true,
get back
but
in?
it has to be in here. It has to be something he wants to say.
Sure.
And so I get it if he can't, or if he won't because he doesn't have anything to say.
He has no real reason to, unless, like you said, he just really, really wants to for some reason. But it ain't gonna happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it is that time.
Memes.
Yes, it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. The Harbinger has told us that we have to share some memes with you, and I was having a hard time finding some decent ones, and Rob came to the rescue and helped me with a couple. So
I have no life. I live on the computer.
I would just like to follow you around one day with my camera and be like, okay, he's having coffee.
You'd just be looking at me doing this, but not on camera.
That's content.
The next time you think that you're looking old, remember that John Ashton was only 36 when he played Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, yeah.
That's shocking to me.
Yes, it is.
Not that he looks bad, but for 36, that's, I don't know.
He looks 56.
Yeah.
You know.
Not that he's like a bad looking dude or anything, but still, that's just like, I'm sorry to hear that.
But before we bump over, before we continue to the next one, I'm going to go back to the comments real fast here.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Even the music that was, it was iconic. Yes, absolutely.
Which isn't common for comedies, really, but it was.
I just remember when he tried to teach that guy how to pick lock using
yeah.
gun. Yeah, and he screwed it up.
Yep.
Yeah, in part 2. Yep. And yeah, the music, just like the Pink Panther. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And Retro Juggalo. Almost every classic action comedy movie has that Looney Tunes, but when walking and trying to keep quiet, you get that a bit with WB. You absolutely do.
It's a thing. I like it.
Retro Trade happens to love this part of the show. Well, then we'll get on with it. So
this poor man that is 1 year older than me.
We left him up on the screen.
and of course this one I found is I will give credit where credit's due. I don't erase them. It says we grew up in the 80s. That is their meme. So, and Axel Foley, putting bananas in your tailpipe since 1984.
I love that smile. That is $1 million smile right there.
That is the Eddie Murphy smile, period.
Yep. That's you should make a t-shirt of that and wear it on the next episode.
It probably would not get out of the print shop because of copyright.
Or put like a Santa hat on him or something, and then you got parody.
That is, now we have parody. It's like, that's crazy. He looks like he's 66.
66. Jeez.
Judge Reinhold, Jury Reinhold.
Wow. That's disturbing.
I do have to take my hat off to Mr. Judge Reinhold because, of course, he was also in the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes.
And he got to witness up close and personal Phoebe Cates taking her clothes off, or at least her top. So God bless that man. And Phoebe Cates is she was beautiful then and she's still beautiful now. And hats off to her double Oscar-winning husband for capturing that gal. So Kevin Kline, by the way,
just caught her in a cage.
Yes, I got her. Beverly Hills Cop original cast members returning for Netflix sequel Axel Foley. Meanwhile, in Harold Faltermeyer's studio,
he's just waiting,
just dormant.
I do want to comment on that though because I know that they said that they were going to put out the movie and everything. Okay, Netflix. I don't want to see the effing movie on Netflix. Okay, I'm going to give you a marketing point here. Oh. All you idiots who have really, really good movies, not like they had back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s and mid 2000s before Netflix came around and stuff, when movies went straight to DVD just because they were lackluster or they were cheap or they were cheesy, and you know, you knew that it was a low budget movie, so you could make some money out of it by, putting $20 on it.
Lion
And
King 3.
yeah, Lion King 3, Return of Jafar 2,
Trinity.
whatever, shit like that. Gremlins 14, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see this movie in the theater. I
Yeah.
don't want to see it on Netflix. So please put it in the theater first, find a distributor or distribute it yourself, and then I'll watch it on Netflix. Because I have a 4-year-old here, or I'm sorry, as of yesterday, 5-year-old.
Oh, happy
and
birthday.
I do like going out to the theater, especially when I saw Beverly Hills Cop 2 and 3. Didn't see the first one in the theater because I was like 11 at the time, or 12.
You can still go to the theater at 11. Though.
Well, yeah, but my mom and dad are going to take me to see Eddie Murphy saying, "Our dicks is this big," So
oh yeah, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Netflix, please put it where it belongs, in the theater, and you're not going to win in the Oscars by doing that, because at least they did that. What was that last movie that they did that? They put a limited run in the theater with Joe Pesci and those guys. The Irishman.
Oh, The Irishman, yeah.
And but they knew that it might be an Oscar contender, so that's why they ended up doing it. Wasn't that a Netflix movie, I believe?
It was. It's
Netflix.
so odd that that with that amount of talent and director that they would just be a straight to. I'm not saying that Netflix is a bad by any means. It's just I don't associate them with blockbuster movies.
Well, if they're taking their time on this one, like we know that they are, and if Eddie signed on for it, because he even said, I'm not doing another piece of shit,
right?
Like 3. He said that, and even that pilot that they did for the Eddie Murphy or Axel Foley Jr., where he had a cameo, that never saw the light of day. They made that. I think they made a couple episodes too, and it must be really, really bad. So, Netflix, put it in the theater. We will go see it.
We will see it. We can go see it together.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I mean, I'll even wear clothes. Deal?
I will too.
Would you have not if Johnny wasn't going? Or...
We'll actually put on clothes and we'll go.
I might wear like my Sam Goodbody outfit where I look like I have the muscles and all that stuff,
All right.
Or maybe my Batman uniform.
There you go.
Yeah, my cowl.
And I'll just dress normal.
Okay. You can dress like me. I'll dress like you.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop trilogy on the UHD Blu-ray. No, hold on. I got to say this the right way. Beverly Hills Cop trilogy on the UHD Blu-ray. Hey, pal. Just what you see here, pal. So sorry I screwed that up. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray.
Arnold wanted that trilogy.
I want it now. Do it now.
Yeah, hooray for my being shitty. Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, that's a sweet ass ride, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
That is something. That is. I feel like that's going to start talking or doing something weird.
Michael, we're going too fast.
Yeah.
Watching your friend watch Game Closet Live. Woo!
Hey, watching your friend watch it, but not watching it.
But not watching yourself.
Look how excited he is.
Yeah, I mean,
he's watching something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch him watching it.
But yeah, I mean, I want to watch people watching people watch Game Closet Live. That's what I want to watch.
The more layers deep you can go, the better, I think.
Yes, that's what she said.
All right.
My God. So much banana talk in this episode.
But anyway, to anybody listening, if you are still here, I hope.
I am.
So we've done this little experiment for the last few weeks where we've actually, because Game Closet is one channel and Video Vault Live is another channel, and then we brought the show of Video Vault Live over to Game Closet, and here we're gonna start. Tonight was the first night we have put the video back on Video Vault Live, so we're gonna start phasing it out from Game Closet itself, and it will. You'll see us on Facebook on Game Closet, and you will see us eventually just phase out the live Video Vault Live shows on Game Closet, but it'll be on Video Vault Live. So if you're not subscribed to Video Vault Live on, I almost said Netflix, on YouTube, pop over there, hit that subscribe button, and give us some likes. please share Game Closet and Video Vault Live. To me, Video Vault Live is just the fun little hobby. But Game Closet is the one that I put all my real passion into, so I can make you guys really laugh and everything. So that would be fantastic.
And if you're lucky, you might come across a YouTube short of me taking the show and absolutely massacring it.
It was great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But before we continue with that, let me get out of this segment here.
I gotta say that face. I wasn't aware that this is what you were doing. I reached over here to get a drink of water. I'm drinking the water. I look back over, and the face is taking over my computer, and it was very disturbing, very upsetting. I gotta say, I liked it.
This dark, evil face. So let's head back to the comments here real quick.
It hits you hard, though.
Adam Sandler is who Netflix runs to. Yeah.
What's he do with Netflix?
How many? He's got like what, 9 or 10?
He had 6 or 7 straight to Netflix ones that he signed on for.
Oh wow!
Why did he get these like decade-long contracts to just like churn out Adam Sandler movies? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I watched even one of them.
I haven't either. I didn't know they existed.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll take that back, because wasn't that one The Cobbler? Was that one that was straight for Netflix?
I don't know.
Hey man, I know Frank. What's up, Frank?
Frank Riviera.
You're late to the stream. Okay, I'm gonna get you guys to go back out. We'll start over. Here we go. We'll start over here real quick, Frank. Give us just a second.
Damn it, Frank.
Hold on. I'm kidding. We're not going to start over. But you can rewatch it, because it will be up there. But thank you.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Thank you for joining us. Even later. But it's good. It's like a cold pizza. Video Vault Live is even good cold.
It is.
So, yeah.
But better hot, Frank.
Yes, better hot.
Show up on time next time, buddy.
Because you never know if I'm going to spit in the camera, or if Rob's going to throw something at the camera, or Johnny's cat might show up. You missed Rambo at the beginning.
He's asleep somewhere now, but
so,
you never know.
But that is the announcement. We're going to be phasing out on Game Closet here, and putting the show back on Video Vault Live itself. I think people will it'll help the algorithm out with Game Closet, so they're not getting confused, going, well, this is supposed to be about games. Why is there stuff about entertainment? So, but that's it. So, but anyway, that all being said, John.
Yes.
Tell the nice people where they can find you.
Right here on this website. I'm on YouTube. Johnny Graphics. It's kind of, my best description is, my content is classic game room meets game sack, but not as good as either of those. And I'm okay with that. It's been described to me that way, and I feel like that's basically what it is. And I just talk about things that I like, tend to be like a topic. I used to do reviews, and I still do sometimes. Sometimes I get codes from developers, and I'm able to do a review in sort of a relevant way. But usually I just pick a topic. Like right now, I have one called PS5 Shmups that I had a lot of fun making that one, where it's just shmups on the PS5. And if you like that genre,
did that come out already?
Yeah, that's my last video. It's like 3 months old, but it's just sitting on my main page there.
Maybe I did watch it.
I think you did. I think we talked about it at one point, but it's been so long.
My memory's Swiss cheese.
So, and right now I'm finishing up an Aliens video that's basically done. I just need to get it up, and Aliens Games video rather. And I'm on TikTok with the same name if you want to see me just complain about things I don't like when it comes to gaming. And then the Gen Zers in my comments just roasting me for it. So that's what that is.
Let them.
I'm going to incorporate clips from YouTube into that, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like that's not very TikTok-y. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm on those two. And that's basically the extent of it. I'm working on a video game that I'm really excited to start plugging, but I'm just not ready to talk about it yet. So that'll be some point later.
I can't wait for that myself. Cannot wait to see what you.
I can't either, but it is slow, boy. But it's okay. I'm taking my time with it. It's the way it needs to be.
Oh, Roberto.
Hello.
You look so fabulous.
Hello, Robert.
Even though you're on vacation, where can the lovely people
find you? That's my Axel Foley, man. I'm on vacation. Yeah.
I'm on vacation.
Just Facebook. Still plugging along. It's doing pretty well.
You got a pretty big Facebook on there, right?
Yeah, it's I'm about halfway to 14,000 followers now. So
that's pretty cool. And you share gaming memes and jokes and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's not, I don't know how to describe it anymore. It just sort of took on its own life. So my favorite thing is to run old vintage ads in the evening time. So from like 6:30 to 9:30 is ads. And then every once in a while, I'll just come up with a new category. Right now, I do a thing called Knock It Off.
Yes, I'm enjoying that.
Where it just shows knockoff toys or knockoff video game systems. And people seem to like that a lot because people have never seen a lot of them. So they're kind of like, what the hell is this? Yeah, it just depends. So, oh, hey, yeah, thanks, Retro Trade. He's biased, though, man. He likes me, you know.
Old ads are really fun to watch, though. They're so strange and interesting to watch.
Yeah, I just post like the actual like print ad stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant like commercials. Okay.
No, I just post like the old print ads from back in the day, and I'll post some definitely. So there's a couple of ones on there tonight that I'm sure people that have not seen them before. So.
Oh, okay.
But,
so, yeah.
But there's been some games that you've posted too that I'm just like, I've never even heard of this one.
Yeah, so I do during the daytime, starting in the morning. So I start in the morning with a good morning post, and then at the end of the night, there's always a good night post. So I actually say good morning and good night to the people on my page, which I guess is kind of corny, but
it's cool.
Very sweet.
And then throughout the day, I do whatever came out on the day of whatever systems. And then recently, I just started posting PC games for the PC gamers. And then that carries me into the early evening, which is like the knock it off category, another joke, and then ads, and then a Nintendo Power ad every night, and then something funny to end the night. So I try to keep it as entertaining as I can for it, just because it's just a Facebook page. But
like a 24/7 network, dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I spend all day talking to everybody. I literally answer every single comment, and I react to everybody. Everyone. I try to make them know. Like most pages, you'll comment on there and no one responds, and I don't want them to feel like they're not important. So everyone's important. So.
That's really good too, because I know that it can be difficult to comment to everybody or to respond to everybody. Now, I mean, I have under 1,000 subscribers to the YouTube channel, and I've gotten some very nice compliments from some really cool people here the last couple days, and I appreciate everybody. Not just, I mean, the more comments the better, and likes the better for Facebook and for YouTube, for any of us or anybody that you like watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to people. And you can share people's videos and stuff or channels. Hey, I really dig Retro Rob. I love, Johnny Graphics. I love Capsoft Gaming. I'm going to share this. I love Game Claws. I'm going to share this. I'm going to let people know that this is something that I follow. You can call your brother-in-law up and go, hey, yeah, I know you're into gaming too. We talk all the time, but I've been checking this guy out, and then now they've got Retro Rob to follow. They've got Johnny to follow. They've got me and Gene to follow, and Six Goblin, who is sick Goblin tonight. So hope he's feeling better.
That's, as you know, Scott, what I do too is I love to promote. I spend most of the time trying to share everybody's stuff. So we've built quite a big network, even between you, me, and Gene, of just, I don't know how to describe it, but we've got a huge circle of social media. It's great because it's constant flow of I see Game Closet pop up all over these different pages, or me.
I never do.
People will share your stuff randomly, and I'm like, oh, it's Game Closet. Or same with Capsoft, like or Mysticles. He's one of our guys, right? Mysticles is always promoting our stuff, or we try and share his stuff, and it's just I love it. That's the best part of what we're doing. So is that we're not competing or trying to be like because what's the point? How much longer am I going to do this for? And then what am I right now? We're just in the now, and it's all about sharing everything and keeping the past alive for me.
Well, there's a YouTube, there's plenty of people out there. Here's how to do your YouTube channel. Here's how to get more views, or YouTube gurus. There's a couple I follow and there's a couple I stopped. But this one guy, his name is Sean Kennel, and his channel, I can't remember right offhand. It might pop in my head. But he one time said this. He said, don't not do your channel or whatever because you think that it's been done before. He said, how many different cable channels are there out there? How many different radio channels are there out there? How many different streaming services are out there? And there's always somebody going, well, I'm not going to listen to the country channel. I might listen to jazz today, or I might listen to this jazz channel, but I'm going to tune over to this jazz channel. Or how many, just like my Sirius XM, I have so many different rock channels programmed in: 70s, 80s, 90s, liquid metal, Ozzy's Boneyard. I mean, there's always room for somebody else.
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
somebody may not be the flavor you want, so that's why
Sure.
you don't tune in, or you stop following somebody if they. But there's always room for somebody else, and word of mouth is always a good thing. So we all appreciate any of you who are watching this who will say, "Hey, I want to share this," because, darn it, I mean, I'll speak for myself, because it really does frustrate me that I can't get the channel any bigger than it is, because I'm trying to put out this quality thing for people. I want to bring you video games with some skits and laughter. And this is going to sound very arrogant, but I had a psych professor one time tell me, you can say something without it sounding arrogant if you feel it to be true, or if it is true. And I feel I put a really good product out there, and I think what I'm doing is every bit as good as, say, Scott the Woz or Angry Video Game Nerd. And I'm not saying that I want to be the biggest thing since sliced bread, but I would like to be able to, kind of like Jesus, I want to take it to the masses, man.
Not arrogant, but like Jesus.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
yeah.
But,
I don't
well,
know.
yeah, but you see,
I
I
know
don't,
what you mean, yeah.
I don't think Jesus was a comedian. I'm sure he told a joke once, here or there. We're only feeding 5,000. Number 5,001, go away. But
Get out of here.
yeah, next number, please. I'm not making fun of the Lord, but what I'm saying is laughter is the best medicine, and if I can be your laughter pharmacist, I would love to do that. So.
Well,
Yes.
and YouTube is best, in my opinion, when you're like trying new things. And I think it's easy to get stuck into like your little circle of things that you watch, because I definitely go through periods where I do that.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I try to go outside of my circle. I'll click on something that maybe it's come up on my my homepage a couple times, and I didn't try it out for whatever stupid reason. The color of their thumbnail just didn't hit my brain in the right way or whatever. But I'll do my best to sort of fight that every now and then. And it's really rewarding to do that. If you can develop that reflex to like come out of your comfort zone, watch something else, and just you find new favorite things. That's how I found a lot of the stuff I watch now on YouTube. I think that's when it's at its best, is when you're willing to try different things.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yep.
Because there's been a few people that I've unfollowed over time just because, not that I dislike them or anything, but sometimes I'm just like, well, maybe I didn't really care for them that much to begin with, but then I try something new. And it was funny because, like, Angry Video Game Nerd, I was watching him, or I wasn't watching him, but I knew who he was, and I was like, here about maybe 8 months ago, beginning of the year, I started watching him, and I was just like, holy shit, this is pretty funny stuff.
He was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of his stuff's still pretty good now, but I'm digging a lot of his Massacre stuff, because he had this video here earlier this year. It was on which version of the movie Dracula is closest enough to the book, and then he gave his reasons, and he came up with, there's like 24 movies, and he's like, there's tons and tons more. He goes, I narrowed it down to these ones for this reason, for this criteria, and then he goes through the book, and he's just like, okay, this one has this does not. And then the ones that get the most points, that's the one that's the closest. And the one I ended up watching 2 or 3 of those movies myself. So, and one I'd already watched a million times. I'm not going to tell you which one, but you probably know. And but yeah, I think his content there is really good. But I think a little bit now, I know, he's got children now, and he has other responsibilities, and he's been doing it for a long, long time. Now, some people,
when it was new, it was fresh, and you weren't expecting a lot of it, and it was, but now there's a pressure now, and now he almost has to overcompensate, I think.
Well, I'll go a step further, though. He's not angry anymore.
Right.
He's just
Yeah.
sitting there going. I mean, every once in a while he might raise his voice, but it's
It's
just
so like I don't want to say forced, but it's so watered down now.
Yeah, he's
Which is
done it so
fine
much
because
now, and
I feel like that's probably just what comes naturally to him now
Yeah.
that he's just older, and I don't
Yeah.
want to necessarily.
and if his
blame him
kids
for
are in the
that,
next
but-
room, he's not going to want to f-bomb his eyeballs out.
Yeah,
right? His kids are like
So-
studying for their math test and shit, so it's
And-
like
and-
I
he's
get it.
smashing Nintendo cartridges.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not
and-
gonna like take a dump on his PlayStation, and
But that's when I love him to death, and I'm not trying to criticize too much because
No,
the
no,
guy,
no,
the
no,
guy
I mean-
the guy has made me laugh a lot, and he's brought
Yeah.
that laughter to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But if it were me, I would cut back on the quantity and then focus on the quality. Therefore, you could put that angry video game nerd back into the angry video game nerd and give us that, because he's done every damn movie or every damn game under the sun.
Yeah.
And you do start to run out of stuff too. So, but
well, his thing is he reviews bad games, so
and
Yeah.
sometimes he does have some good ones in there. So hopefully when I do my angry video game nerd thing from his basement here soon, hopefully I will be I won't necessarily say angry video game Dr. Scott, but hopefully I'll be able to do what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna emulate him, obviously, but hopefully I can have the right bad games to kind of make everybody laugh and with my flavor. So, but anyway, we're going on and on about all this
Yeah.
stuff. We're past Beverly Hills Cop time.
I know.
And-
Whoever's watching, thanks for still.
Yeah.
thanks. Sorry about this.
Thanks for listening to us preach, but
Sorry about us.
we really appreciate you stopping by, and of course, you're gonna want to stick around here for just a second because we will be showing you what is coming up next in a couple of weeks on Video Vault Live. So we will see you all very, very soon. Take care.
Oh, Alien 3.